Yo, what is going on, guys? So today I have another banger for you today. This shit is fucking wet! Alright? So I'm going to be discussing Thor Nodes. This is basically a project that everyone has been talking about and getting into recently, so I wanted to break down, do my analysis for you guys to see whether or not, y'all want to invest into it. So basically I'm going to break down what it is, if I got into this project or not, and how much people can, potentially make per day if they get into the project. So basically, looking right here on their website, Thor.financial. So they said that you can gain passive income by leveraging Thor's financial multi-chain yielding farm protocol. So essentially what this means is that they are not only providing nodes as a service, they are also being a DeFi as a service. So essentially they are trying to do it to where there are different ways to add revenue streams into the project so that they can keep this lasting for a good amount of time. So now I just wanted to remind you guys that, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell Thor or any of the nodes by any means. There are definitely risks with any sort of project that you get into, and I'm going to be explaining on both sides, why it could be risky, but hey, higher risk, higher reward sometimes. And with these crypto projects, it kind of tends to pay off to get in early if they are the right ones. So I wanted to give you guys the facts on if this is a legitimate project or not, or if it's a scam. So just kind of wanted to break it down a little bit. A lot of people think that Thor is a fork of Rome, and which technically it is. And when those ring nodes came out, it essentially was a rug pull and everyone got out of their project. Well, these guys have the same contracts as Ring right now on how it's made, but reading in their AMA and discussing what they've been doing in their Discord, they're moving away from Ring as much as possible. So they're going to be making a new contract entirely so that they can differentiate and separate themselves without having any repercussions of Ring. And I believe that they're doing a really good job of notifying the community, being very transparent in what they're doing. And you'll see that as I show you guys what's going on in the video. So essentially, let's just go ahead and look at the price of Thor. Let's go ahead and zoom out. So initially when they started, which they've only been a month-old project, they started, pretty much almost 2 months ago. They were at, around $400, and this spike ended up increasing because they ended up burning majority of their supply. So they ended up doing this because they do not want to run into the risk of inflation. So only having a certain amount of tokens within the supply will help alleviate the inflation rates and stuff like that. So when the whole Ring debacle was going on, the whole price of Thor tanked. And I was really debating whether or not I wanted to get into this project at this time. But, I decided to hold off a little bit and see what's going on. So as we can see here, around the $200 mark, this thing is really trying to push up there. So we have this first one, which it tried, then it went all the way back down due to the Ring. This one almost made it. It's starting to consolidate more. And then these three little bumps made it up. So we're basically in a consolidating phase right now, and I really like seeing this because this shows to me that the project is actually legitimate and they're gaining traction again. So if this were a scam, they would have just, killed the project completely and, it would have died. So one of the main things I like to look at, right, is if projects are legitimate or not. They do have a basically spokesperson for the community. His name is Loki, and he's very good with the project. He's a very good addition to the team. So he's mainly the face of Thor, and the developers are basically working in the background. So I'm in the cybersecurity field, and I understand that there are a lot of times where the developers can't really communicate effectively or really tell people what they're trying to do and what the vision is for their project. So I can definitely see why, Loki is in the mix, and he's done a really good job of that. But anyway, so we are on AssureDeFi.io. This is basically a security as a service. So they'll go out and look at different projects and basically see, if the developers are legitimate. So basically this NFT holds the contact information and everything for the lead developer. And if the project were to go south, this company would essentially give the identity of the lead developer to the authorities, and then they'll handle it from there. So this is a very good concept, and I recently just found out about these guys, which was really nice. So this is another great tool to add to your arsenal when looking at other companies. All right, so moving forward. So kind of wanted to talk a little bit about this subject right here in their documentation. I'll put all the links down in the description below so you have all of it. But essentially, this is the main question that they have. So they're like, okay, how does Thor differ from Ring? Besides operating on a mere efficient, scalable, affordable, and faster chain AVAX, Thor also employs the use of protocol-owned liquidity to seek additional revenue-generating opportunities. This allows Thor to provide outsized returns to Thor holders. So this is kind of what I mentioned a little bit earlier, how they're diversifying and being a DeFi as a service. And they're going out, basically taking the pool of money and investing it into other sorts of projects that will give really good returns. The one thing that legitimized this project in my eyes was the fact that they are working with Phantom. So it is extremely hard to work with Phantom. So the developers on Thor have been working side by side with the developers on Phantom. And as we can see here, this is one of the Thor nodes, the validator nodes that Thor created on the Phantom blockchain. So the staking size is basically almost 850,000, so it's almost a million. The amount they actually staked, 500,000, and then the amount delegated is 350. That's where this total number comes out. So we can see it's active online, and they locked this until January 2023. So basically, once this is locked, they can't do anything with this node. They can't take any money out. So even if they wanted to rug pull this project, all their money is locked up in this protocol right here. And they actually have two of them. So it was about two $500,000 transactions, and they split it up. So I'm pretty sure that this amount is going to be relatively the same to the other node. I couldn't find the other node, but this is just one of them that I was able to find. So they are very transparent in what they are doing with the community. So they actually posted this wallet address on their Discord, and we can see the different types of assets that they are involved in. So they put 123,000 in Ethereum, 500 in Binance, 200,000 in Polygon, 800,000 of Phantom. That's basically their So yeah, $800,000 extra in Phantom, and then $475,000 in Avalanche. Then they have a bunch of different other protocols as well. StrongBlock, Olympus, all that stuff. StrongBlock, this number actually used to be 160,000, but this change, I'm pretty sure that they went ahead and bought more strong nodes, which is a really good source of income. So the total value of this is 1.1 million right here. So this is a very good sign that they are being very transparent, and you can actually see what kind of projects they're in. They're putting their money where their mouth is, okay? Then this other wallet right here is basically just a community wallet for merch. So if anyone wanted to purchase merch, this is basically where all the transactions would end up going to. And the FTM scan, just to get another source of validation, they had $500,000 right here. Ended up being $1 million. And then further on down this transaction chain, they ended up spilling all this and buying the Phantom nodes. Then I wanted to take a moment and just kind of discuss their overall plan for this project. They are basically trying to do LP staking, which is in development right now. They're staking, they will be able to stake their Thor rewards and earn additional rewards, with the project. They also have a lottery, which they actually announced yesterday. So basically, the big whales in the project wanted to bless the community. So they are giving out 2 nodes to 2 people in the community who essentially don't have a Thor node right now. And I'll get a little bit further into the video and explain kind of how the nodes work. Their node fees are actually pretty interesting. I kind of like this. They're going to be doing a little bit more development on their fees, but essentially right now what they have is a tax rate. So once you get into the nodes, and if you decide to pull out early before you get your initial investment back, you're going to be taxed depending on what type of node that you had purchased. So I'll get that a little bit more into that as well. They're going to have no sales tax, so essentially they're going to get away from that taxing model. They are going to do something similar to what StrongBlock is doing, where you'll have to upkeep the nodes and pay a fee. But the fee won't be as bad because they're on Avalanche. So I really like the fact that they're on the Avalanche network, because Avalanche is a lot faster, way cheaper than Ethereum compared to what StrongBlock is doing. And yeah, I think this is just an overall good project. So here are the distribution amounts that they have stated to the community. Basically 20% airdrop to community, 40% exclusive to God mode accounts via public mint, 30% whitelist participation, and then 10% to team and mods. And then they are like 10% in progress, so this is kind of a little bit different. And this is for the NFT distributions. So essentially they want to add NFTs into the mix with the nodes. So currently, once you buy a node, you can't do anything with it. You can't move it or sell it or whatever. So they wanted to add this concept into it where basically if you wanted to get out of their project for whatever reason, your node will be basically burned into an NFT and you can do whatever you want with that NFT. Now, this is actually a really good idea because StrongBlock, they have NFTs which will basically enhance the amount of rewards that you can get with your node. Thor is essentially doing the same, but they're also adding additional value to it. So if you wanted to get out, you can get out and just sell your NFT, which might be worth a lot in the near future. In terms of what they're doing, transparency, they're saying that their wallet is on DBank. They're given the address. That's where I pulled the information from. The node's creation schedule, courtesy of someone, Thor GitHub, their public treasury, all that stuff. They're being extremely transparent with everyone, which I really love. The other thing I like to note too is that there are a lot of projects that, you know, don't really tell you about security. StrongBlock, you know, did tell people about security, and then these guys are as well. These guys are basically gave a video out to the public saying that, you know, if you wanted to lock up your MetaMask wallet keys safely, you can do so by attaching a hardware wallet, and this whole video explains the process. So if you decide to do that, that's exactly where it's at. It's under wallet security, under info in their Discord. Then, you know, basically they say, hey guys, you know, be super secure. They will never reach out to you with anything. And they're giving visual examples on what the Ledger wallet would look like once you have it connected to your MetaMask. Then they give basically links on what they prefer for the top two hardware wallets, basically Trezor and Ledger. Okay guys, so we're essentially going to get into, you know, if I invest into the project, how many nodes I have, and how much passive income I'm currently getting with the project. And then I'm going to go a little bit more in depth on how the reward structure works with each node. The one thing I wanted to note though is that these nodes are not current like validator nodes. I wanted to pull this up because I thought this was very important to note. And these are RPC endpoint nodes essentially. So they are technically like just smart contracts right now. They're going to be developing more actual permanent nodes once time goes on. But basically this is essentially what an RPC node is. It says RPC endpoint nodes. All dApps, decentralized applications, need a way to communicate with blockchains. Without a means of communication, dApps won't be able to access information and make transactions on the blockchain on which they operate. This connection between the blockchain and dApps is facilitated by what is known as RPC nodes. A physical server can house multiple full nodes, and each full node has only one RPC endpoint. Each Thor node, past, present, and future, will have an RPC endpoint address associated with it. Endpoints are not currently compensated nor provide additional revenue into Thor treasury. For those asking, yes, StrongBlock nodes run on similar endpoint model and validator model, thus making the nodes as a service. The benefits: using the RPC endpoints, you will get cheaper gas and able to transact faster on the AVAX blockchain with the main benefits. So, guys, like, I'm not even kidding you. It literally took me seconds to transfer my money from Avalanche into MetaMask and purchasing these nodes, swapping my Avalanche tokens to Thor nodes or Thor tokens, and that was the fastest like I've ever done. So me actually using the Avalanche network, that was a first for me, And I have to say, guys, like, that is very awesome. So I love the fact that they are an Avalanche, because that is a very smart move in my opinion, getting away from Ethereum, because that shit is just way too fucking expensive for people, and it's slow as hell. So for my one StrongBlock, it literally took me like hours to set up because of, you know, transaction, validating, everything was good and all that. This literally took seconds for me to set up. So, okay, guys. So currently I have 3 nodes out of 100, and they are all Thor. The one thing that I really like about this project is that they introduced cheaper nodes from the very beginning. StrongBlock, what they have to do is, you know, you basically have to pay a huge premium to get one node, and they are in the near future going to be introducing fractional nodes, but I really like that Thor right here did this. So they have a total of 66,000 nodes right now, and then they break down exactly which nodes have what amount of number. You know, this number has been increasing. So the couple days ago, I only saw like 40,000 nodes being created, and just within a few days, you know, we're up to 66,000. So I definitely see this project growing a lot more than what it is now. So essentially, we have the Helmdime, Freya, Thor, and Odin nodes, and it only costs 1.25 to get for the Heimdall, 6.25 for Freya, and then 12.5 for the Thor node, and then 78.125 for Odin. So me personally, I just decided to go with the Thor nodes because they give you 0.33 Thor nodes per day. So let's just go ahead and do some math real quick. So 0.33, I basically am making 1 Thor token per day, and that's about $200. So let's just take $200 per day and multiply that by 30. Currently, right now, I will be getting $6,000 per month with this project, and they do anticipate lowering the amount of Thor tokens that you will get per day, but it's not going to be, you know, super drastic. I preferably would rather have them do this because for a long-term goal and vision of this project, people want this to last, who are investors, okay? And like, you know, who wouldn't want to go ahead and make a shit ton of money per month by not doing anything, and it's all thanks to crypto, right? So that is very good. The other thing I wanted to mention that I forgot to mention earlier in the video was that these dudes are doing their DeFi as a service, basically identifying what projects that they want to get into. And what really caught my eye and my attention was that during their AMA, they were basically stating that they had hired a mathematician who was very versatile in this type, and hiring that is essential for any type of protocol that declares themselves as DeFi as a service, because you want to make sure that the money that this project is putting in is going to be put into legitimate projects and see which ones will pay out in the long run. The reason why I really love the fact that they did Phantom is because Phantom is a great network. It's expanding. The liquidity is insane for that network, and they're like truly legitimate. So there's definitely room to grow for Phantom, and the fact that they have 2 nodes worth valued at 500,000 a piece, that is very good because that's going to add more income to the overall project. So I decided to go with the Thor nodes because they will give me more income, and I will essentially be getting my money back within a month's time. And I will keep you guys updated as, you know, time goes on. But what I am planning on doing is getting this 3 to 10. I want to get 10 Thor nodes. And if I were to get 10 Thor nodes basically at the current price, so I'm making, you know, about $200 a day with 3 nodes currently. If I were to go ahead and do 0.33 times 10, that would be 3.3 basically a day that I would get for the Thor token. And let's just take 3.3 times 200. That's basically $660 per day. And I multiply that by 30. That's $20,000 a month. So that is my goal, what I'm going to be doing. And let's just say over, you know, $20,000 a month, you times that by 12, that's $237,000 that someone could be potentially getting with their Thor nodes. So that is my overall goal. That's essentially what I'm going to be doing to get passive income. I love all these passive income methods, and what I'm going to be doing with the $20,000 a month after, getting 10 nodes, I'm going to be investing into other sorts of passive income projects. So if you guys, like the content of this video and really enjoyed it, please make sure that you like and subscribe. That will definitely help my channel gain popularity and grow. And so for those of you who have been subscribed, I really love you guys. I appreciate y'all. I wouldn't be where I'm at today without y'all. So I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.